Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And believe it or not, I am holding the fort down here. It's actually been very stimulating for me to get out of the house. You know, geezers are not allowed on the road these days, you know, so I make sure I don't wear my hat so they see my gray hair. So they'll know what in the world he's doing out there, you know. But, hey, this has been a great show, a lot of fun with Frank Barton on one end of the line from over at Barton Power Sports. An Indian Motorcycle, which you guys will open in about an hour, right, Frank? 8 o'clock on Mount Moriah?
We'll be open at 8 o'clock.
And today, don't forget, folks, it's 8 to 3 in Indian Motorcycle over on Mount Moriah. And that address is what, Frank?
5715 Mount Moriah Road.
5715 Mount Moriah Road. It's just almost across the street from the Dixie Queen. I'm sorry, Frank, but that just came up. You know, I got food on my mind, Frank, when I think about it. But then another guy always has food on his mind. It's Ron Wong. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning, Frank. Good morning, Larry.
Fun time, buddy.
I have to tell you, I will be on the road as soon as we finish the show this morning. I got to go fishing.
Well, and before we jump into this next guest, let's just put it out right now that normally Ron would be at Sardis, right, Ron?
Yeah.
So, and I would have had a chance this past Wednesday, had it all set up. I was actually going to meet the Morgans. I was going to go to the American Crappie Trail, get to fish.
That's right.
And so my sad times, I want to mention that you great folks down at Sardis, it was nothing they could do, but that's why Ron is not with us, but he's not at the tournament at the same time. But let's talk to this young lady because, hey, she just won the People's Choice Podcast of 2019. She's done so many things, the Woman Angler and Adventurer, and that's Angie Scott. Good morning, Angie.
Hey, good morning. I'm happy to be on this morning.
Yeah, let's talk fun now, Angie. I know because there's probably nobody spends more time on the water than you. You live on the water, right? I mean,
pretty much, yeah. I have a houseboat, and I stay out there as much as I possibly can. I love it.
And your houseboat's on Percy Priest, right?
Yep.
So
yep.
you've
Just
got all these things.
Nashville.
Yeah. Talk about the podcast because I've had people saying, Larry, you need to do a podcast this and podcast that. But talk about putting together that podcast that was able to secure the People's Choice Podcast of 2019. Talk about it.
Yeah, well, I started the Woman Angler and Adventure a couple of years ago. So I'm in Nashville, and I worked in the music industry for many years, and I had I was a co-host on a songwriting podcast several years ago.
Yes. That
kind of introduced me to the whole podcasting thing that is really blowing up right now.
Yes.
So
yeah.
I got in on it at the right time, I think, but I took a class and kind of learned how to do all the technical stuff, and I thought, you know, what's my real passion now? I've been in the music industry for like 16 years, and I just love fishing. I grew up fishing in Minnesota, moved to Nashville about 20 years ago, and really kind of got back into it after I got a pontoon boat here about 5 years ago, and have been out fishing as much as I can. And now I've bought a houseboat, so I'm out here all the time.
Yeah.
And so I decided, you know what, I should do a podcast about fishing. So I started it off it was called It Pays to Fish. And my idea was I was going to feature people who make a living in the fishing industry and not just the like traditional roles that you always hear about, you know, fishing guides, tournament anglers. I was trying to think outside the box and find some people who make a living in all different facets. Like I had Angie Scott, who does all the artwork for hook gear, hook clothing, you know, and just different people. One of the guests I had on was this lady from up in Wisconsin named Barb Carey. And she runs a group up there called Wisconsin Women Fish, and it's a pretty big group of ladies. I think they have over 400 members now, I think. And anyway, after I did that episode with her, I started thinking, you know, there are already some podcasts out there that are kind of doing what I'm doing, featuring people in the fishing industry. there's not one that's just for women in
Yeah.
fishing in the outdoors. And so that's when I called Barb. I said, hey, what do you think about me changing the focus of the show? Of course, she was all about it. She's all about promoting women in the
That's right.
fishing
Yes.
world.
Yeah.
And so I made that switch, and then about, maybe 4 or 5 episodes in, she called me kind of out of the blue and said, hey, what'd you think about a co-host? And I said, yeah.
Yeah.
At the time, I was working full-time, and so it was a lot of work for just one person to do. So she came on as co-host, and it's been working out really well, and I guess people are liking it because, we won that Outdoor Media Summit 2019 outdoor podcast. It was fan voted, so that was really cool.
I mean, when you think about it, and reading some of the things along this line, that there was another podcast in there that had a considerably more likes on Facebook to you,
right?
And when you post that thing like that, and you see how good you are, that had to make you feel good. I mean,
it did, yeah. There's this thing that they talk about out there now in the social media world. There's these mega influencers, these people out there that have these huge followings on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
Tens of thousands of people. But then there's something called the micro influencer, and I think that's where we really fall in, because we're in a very niche market. Women in fishing and the outdoors, which it is growing, mind you, but this other one we were up against was camping, and that's a much bigger
The Girl
market.
Camper podcast.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
12,000
they had
likes.
a much bigger following. So I think it was kind of a testament to the micro-influencer, the power of the micro-influencer that they talk about, the fact that we were able to actually activate our fans to vote, So, that was really special.
It's worked out. So talk about the podcast. You do it, every Tuesday? Is that right?
Yeah, we have 2 episodes a week. So Tuesday is kind of our main longer format episode, where typically we'll feature some female in the industry that's doing amazing things and share their story. And sometimes we mix it up a little bit. We do different things, but then we've started a new episode on Fridays that we call the 5-Minute Friday, and that gives us an opportunity to do a quicker, kind of more of like a tip type of episode. And those have all been actually video episodes as well. So it's kind of cool. We're up on this platform called Waypoint TV that you can download on any smart device. It's an app. It has free hunting and fishing television shows that you can watch on demand, but then it also has podcasts. And so since it's more of a video platform, we're trying to do more video episodes as well. So the 5-Minute Friday gives us an opportunity to do that too.
And so it's on Waypoint TV. Is that the app that you download?
Yep, it's free, and you can download it on your iPhone or your smart TV or, whatever kind of smart device you have. They have cool shows like Lindner's Angling Edge and Saltwater Experience, Flats Class.
I've already downloaded it. If I can download it, folks, anybody can. I've already done it. And Ron's laughing, and, of course, Frank's probably laughing, just don't hear him. But I have downloaded it because I wanted to experience this, because I'm really interested in getting the podcast going from this show, and have had very interesting conversations about it. And when I watched Angie's and how professional it is and everything, to look at that, I don't know how you're a busy lady. I can tell you that. And so she's got something else coming out, and I don't want to let her go before we let her have a chance to explain about this. It's pontoon karaoke. I mean, that's you heard me right. That's what I said. It's a pontoon karaoke. And right now, her plans.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So right now, talk about that for about a couple of minutes here before we have to get out. It's
Yeah, so I got my captain's license beginning of last year.
Okay,
and,
Captain. Okay, Captain Angie. Okay, talk about it. Beam me up, Scotty. Okay, yeah.
Even though you don't have to have a captain's license to do charters out on Percy Creek.
I would rather
I'd
rather be a captain.
So, I decided to, do it the right way and get my license. And so I've been kind of gearing up for this season to launch my charter business, which is Angie Scott Adventures. That's the website. And one of the unique things I decided to offer to people, because I'm so close to Nashville, so many people come to Nashville to have a good time. We've got, I've heard it's the bachelorette party capital of the United States anyway.
Okay.
And so, take a group of people out if they want to do some karaoke out on the pontoon. I'll have the whole setup ready to go.
Okay. All right.
Ron,
Frank,
a variety of other things, but yeah.
We'll bring all of our co-hosts over there. So we're gonna right now. You're not going to be able to hear this right now, but we're going to insert this, so you will be able to hear it because she and Troy Castellano co-wrote a song about 3 or 4 years ago called "One Day at a Time" by Ricky Lee. You guys got to listen to this. That song just came to me. I can't get it out of my head since I listened to it on Thursday, and so it will be inserted in this show for today. You'll be able to hear it. It's not Angie and me singing. I want you to know that, okay? It's Ricky Lee. Angie, thank you for being with us this morning. So to get information on everything that's going on with you, you got what? Give me some websites or something that they can go find out.
Yep. We've got the womanangler.com website. You can listen to our podcast right on there. We're also on all the big podcasting apps. Besides Waypoint TV, we're on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, everything. And then the charters is angiescottadventures.com. And, of course, both of those are also on Facebook and Instagram, so you can follow along there, too.
Hey, yeah, I've got the Pandora app, too. You can go to the Pandora's new podcast platform. I'm getting technical. Man, I am growing in this thing.
This is good.
Isn't that important, Ron?
That's great.
I'm not on Twitter or Twatter or Twitty, but Twitty Bird I'm on, I think. But go to that. Angie, thank you for being with us. Great interview. We'll stay in touch and get back with you maybe a bit later when I do my own woman show, you and Barb, okay?
Hey, yep, that sounds like fun. Thanks.
Sound like a good one. Thank you, Angie Scott. We'll talk to you.
All right, thank you. Okay. All right.
Okay, let's take a break. All right, Ron, he's coming on next. All right, Frank, wake up. Mr. Crappie's coming on. Mr. Crappie is coming on. And then we'll all meet later today for a crappie fish fry at 6 feet apart at Ron's Lake. Okay? All right. So
sounds good to me.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a break. Be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
I could go left, but I should go right. So many things on the line tonight. One day at a time, there's no need to rush. I'm finding myself going through all this stuff. I'm looking for hope. I'm looking for truth. So I can't